Every day some new shit. Beefing with my bitch right now, but life still lit. Riding down the strip, $500,000 whip. 5 M's for the kid for ice like this. Everything I want to hit, I scratched them off the list. Ask about me, word around the town, I'm a pimp. Ho won't get my heart, I'm putting you down.
What the fuck is going on, y'all? Alright, so today, I'ma just go ahead and get right into it. I ain't gonna lie. I'ma let y'all know how I got my Scatpack Widebody at 21 years old. I ain't gonna lie. This is a video that I've been waiting on for a long time. I know y'all been waiting on it. So, I'ma just go ahead and talk about it. I had my car for a little while now, so I think it's time to just talk about what we got going on and how I was able to obtain a Scatpack Widebody at 21 years old. Alright, bet. So, I'ma let y'all know. I'ma tell y'all the source for real. Like, I'ma really tell y'all the source. This is the source that I needed to know before I got my car when I was searching it up on YouTube. I'm gonna talk about the shit that nobody talks about. I'm gonna really put y'all on game so that y'all can get that Scatpack too. Whether you 19, 20, 21, 30, 40. If you watching this video any age, I'm gonna put y'all on game right now. Easy. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat nothing. Boom. This is what you're gonna wanna do. Alright, so there's literally like 3 ways to going about it. I ain't gonna lie. 3 ways. Number 1, you have credit. You're gonna need credit. I ain't gonna lie. You don't really OD need credit, but it's definitely gonna help a lot. So that's the first path that you're gonna go through. You already got credit. You gotta have credit. You either gonna go that way, you're gonna gain credit. If you don't have credit, you're gonna start building credit. But if you don't necessarily have it or have a little bit of bad credit, that doesn't mean you cannot get one. That does not mean you cannot get this car. That does not stop you from really doing anything. It's just gonna cost a lot of more money out of pocket up front. I bet. So path number 2. Path number 2, you have no credit, right? You have no credit. You never built credit. You 19. More than likely, you 19 years old, or like I want to say like maybe 20 years old, and you never had a credit card. You never had nothing underneath your name or none of that. I ain't gonna lie. So that's path number 2, no credit. Path number 1, credit. Path number 2, no credit. I bet. So path number 3. Path number 3 is fuck credit, fuck all of that. You got money. You got money to put down. You got money for all of that you even think that you're gonna need, right? Path number 1, credit. Path number 2, no credit. Path number 3, bread. You got bread on deck. You saved up 30,000. You saved up 40,000. And we're gonna talk about all of that. All right, boom. So the first thing that you're gonna want to do so that you don't get ripped off at the dealership. I personally got ripped off at the dealership, but that's a long story, whatever. I got ripped off, but it's all right. Not to the full extent that I could have got ripped off, if you get where I'm coming from. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm a regular hood nigga, so they seen a lick. Once I walked in the dealership, they already knew what it was. They already seen a lick. They already caught me. It was a wrap.
Got him. We fucking got him.
But luckily, I kind of played the upper hand. All right, so boom. First thing you want to do, if you don't have a bank account, get a bank account. I'm not gonna lie. And if you don't have a bank account, that's okay too. That's okay too. What you really gonna need is what the fuck is you fuck. Alright, so what you really gonna need is bank statements. That's what you're really gonna need. In some cases, that's really gonna like a little bit be more important than credit right now, because not for nothing, you can have bad credit, but what the banks want to see is that you can afford the payments so that they don't have to really stress on whether or not you're going to pay or not. If you could show the bank, hey, look, I could pay this because this is how much I make a year, then you're going to be good. Now, for my people out there that's stuck in the hood, stuck in the trenches, drug dealers, females, strippers, all that's getting money that don't have no proof of income, get a bank account. Get a bank account. This is gonna be a little harder for y'all, especially if you don't have credit. Get a bank unless you paying the car out in cash. So, for those people that's in the street, drug dealers, scammers, all that just got a lot of cash on hand, get a bank account. That's what you're gonna want to do. Get a bank account. Any bank account that it works, but you really want to look for a credit union. So one of them banks that help you build credit. So you want to get a bank account. The bread that you making outside for my females, bottle girls, strippers, you get 200, 300 a night. Put that in the bank account. Boom. Just throw it in the bank account. Throw it in the bank account. Throw it in the bank account. Don't pay a lot of stuff with cash for the next 6 months. Use that debit card. They're going to give you a debit card. Use that debit card. My drug dealers, same thing. You making 500, 1,000 a night, 1,500 a night. put it in the bank account. And that cleans your money too, I ain't gonna lie. So pay attention, that cleans your money too. You don't wanna have all that cash laying around. Put it in a bank account, boom. 3 to 6 months. Keep putting that in the bank account, keep putting that in the bank account. Let the statements build up, 3 to 6 months. Now, what you do is, boom, you take those statements, right? You go to the bank, you print them out, you go to the bank. You wanna apply for a pre-approval from the bank that you already bank with. If you go directly to the dealership, what they're gonna do is they're gonna be like, all right, where you think your credit is at? That's the first question they're gonna ask you, right? You're gonna be like, oh, either this. 3 options. My credit is a 700, I know I'm good. My credit is like 500, it's not really that good. I have no credit. Like, I don't have no credit. The next follow-up question that they're gonna ask you, I kid you not, that's word to my mother. The next question they're gonna ask you is, how much do you think you could have down today? How much you think you could put down today? That's the next question. The goal is to get the car with no bread out your pocket. When I bought my car, I paid for my car $0 out the door. The only thing I had to pay for was insurance off the lot. $0 out the door. That's the goal. So boom. If you go to the dealership, that's what they're gonna do to you. If you go to the bank, pre-approval, $0 down. You already pre-approved. So before all of this, you want to look for the type of car that you want, the type of scat pack that you want. You go online, you do your research, you find dealerships, you find whichever one you like. You don't even go. You ask for, from the dealership, you ask for, that's my mother calling me. Look, that's how true it is. You ask for a walkout number. I want to, it's a form, I forgot what it's called, but you ask the dealership, yo, how much would it be on paper? They have to send it to you. If some of the dealerships is going to ask you to walk in. You don't want to walk in if you're not ready to buy the car, because then they're going to try to finesse you. They're going to make it sound good. Then they're going to run your credit mad times. You don't want that. So boom. What you want to do is you're going to ask the dealership, I need an out the door number on paper. He's going to send it to you. That's the number that you're going to pay for, that the car is in full, after taxes, after documentation fee, after any type of bullshit warranty that they're going to want to put on the car. All of that, right? So that's what you want to do. Once you get that paper, so for example, if the car is online for $50,000, out the door is probably going to be like $55,000 to $57,000 to $58,000 out the door. So keep that in mind. My car was listed on the Safari. It was listed. I got my car from Car Gurus, and I got it from a dealership in North Carolina. So my car was listed for $58,000 online. I was on a flight, and I looked at my phone, and I already was looking at my car for a very long time. And when I was ready to buy, I already got my check and all that. My car was listed for $58,000. The walk out the door number was $64,000. So they added $6,000 extra out the door. So keep that in mind. I thought it was going to be 58. I'm a young kid, 21. I'm like, all right, bet. Boom, 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 boom. It was none of that. But I still got it zeroed down because I did things the smart way. So back to what I was saying. You're going to build your bank statements up. Then you're going to walk in the bank after 6 months, pre-approval, right? Hey, look, I'm trying to get a pre-approval loan. All right, how much you want? Basically, whatever the car is that you want, go for $5,000 to $10,000 higher than that, because before the bank will deny you, they will counter offer you with something lower if they feel like you don't really need that you don't really meet the criteria. Let's just say that. So boom, if the car, after the out the door number from the dealership, if the car, for example, is $40,000, you're gonna ask the bank for a pre-approval loan for $45,000, right? Or $50,000. You're gonna be like, hey, I want a loan. How much you want the loan for? $45,000 to $50,000. They're gonna ask for your bank statements already for the past 3 months. So, but luckily you already been showing your bank statements for the past 6 months. So it shows that you can afford how much the car is worth or how much the loan is worth. So boom. 2 ways, 3 ways. They're gonna outright deny you. Boom. They're gonna say, nah, we don't want to work with you. Then you gotta wait a little bit more. You gotta wait a little bit more. You gotta stack your bread up. Then you could try to go to the dealership and try to do it that way. But the dealership is gonna fuck you over. That's the problem. You want to stay away from the dealership. The dealership is gonna fuck you over. So boom. The second option, they're gonna sit there. Hold on, my light turned out. I didn't even realize that. Hold on. I bet. Turn this light back on. I bet. So the second option is that they're gonna say, hey, look, we don't really feel comfortable with giving you 50. Can I talk for a second, my nigga? Like, what's up? So boom. The second option is they gonna sit there and be like, we don't really feel comfortable giving you 40 or 50,000 or 45 or $50,000. We're gonna give you 40,000, right? That was the number of the car that you was already looking at. Now, keep in mind, if they give you 50,000, you don't have to spend the whole 50,000. They're gonna give you a check up to 50,000, right? They're gonna give you a check up to 50,000. Now, look, if your car comes out to, if you negotiate with the dealer, hey, look, give it to me for 38, out the door, boom, 38,000, and they're gonna take all the paperwork and send it to your bank because you already have the check. You give it to them, you walk out the dealership with your car, brand new car, boom, 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 boom. They're gonna give it to your bank. Your bank is gonna now see that you only paid 38 for the car, and they're gonna make your loan amount 38,000, not 50. So don't be scared by that amount. So boom, that's what I thought in my head. Now the third option, they're just gonna approve you, boom, right? So with my story, well, how I got my car, I was in a bank that I bank with. And I sat down, my car was 58,000, right? I applied for 60, not knowing that my car out the door was gonna be 64. So I applied for 60. I said, all right, bet, let me get 60. The bank is 58, boom, 60. I don't need to use the whole 60, boom. They said, hey, you know, we're gonna counter offer you. I said, counter offer? Ah, fuck, I didn't get it. They counter offered me more than what I wanted. They gave me 66,000. So boom, I was good. Then when I went to that's what you want to do for people that don't have credit. For people that have bad credit or people that have, how do you say, good credit, like 700, you do the same process. It's the same process for all three of y'all. It's just you got to work a little bit more. They're going to ask maybe for a little bit more money if you got bad credit. If you got good credit, my credit was good at the time. So you're not gonna have to pay nothing down, $0 down. Now they're gonna give you a blank check right there, in your face. It's like a 30-minute process. They're gonna give you a blank check. It's gonna have blank numbers on it. The dealership is gonna fill out those numbers after you negotiate a price, right? So look, you take that, and it's gonna say up to whatever loan amount you got, right? Now you narrow down your search even more to like 5 cars, 3 to 5 cars that you're looking for out of those dealerships. Now you walk into the dealership, you don't tell them, do not tell them that you're already pre-approved. Cause I know a lot of y'all dumb motherfuckers is gonna go in there and already tell them, hey look, I'm already pre-approved, here, let me get my keys. No, you do not wanna do that. Cause now what they're gonna do is now they really not gonna negotiate the price. Cause now they already not getting no money from you. You get where I'm coming from? So listen. You walk into the dealership. Mind you, remember I told y'all my bank approved me for 66 and my car was on paper 64. Remember I told y'all that. So boom, you walk in the bank. You walk in the dealership. You tell them, yo, look, I'm looking for that car. Don't be afraid to walk away either. You tell them, yo, that car's been sitting on that lot for like 3 months. I know it's been sitting. I've been watching it for 3 months. I know it hasn't been moving. Nobody coming to buy that shit. So look, you got to talk like that with the dealership because you got to remember, you a 19, 20, 21-year-old kid, 9 times out of 10, 22, 23, whatever. They looking at you like a lick, especially if you come in there like me, do-rag on, big, growing, hood, nigga, coming in there trying to do all that fancy shit. Don't wear no jewelry, don't get fly to the dealership, don't do none of that. Boom, you walk in the dealership. Now you in the dealership, now you lit. Now you sitting there, now you got the lick in your pocket. Now you got the bag in your pocket, he don't even know it. The nigga don't even know you got the bag in your pocket. You sitting there chilling, you like this. Oh, I bet you I'm looking at that car right there. Dodge Charger Scatpack. He's gonna ask you the same 2 questions that I told you earlier. What's your credit scores like? How much you willing to put down today? Can you put bread down today? You bullshit. You be like, yeah, my credit good. My credit good. How much you willing to put down today? Yeah, I got like 2,000. I'm gonna put down like 2,000. If the application don't come back good, I got like 5,000. Mind you, you got the bag in your pocket already. You're not even going through them. Now, don't be a dumbass and let them run your credit anyway. They're gonna ask, all right, you ready to fill out an application? You that's the third question they're gonna ask you. You ready to fill out an application? You tell them wait, because that's when they're gonna take your driver's license and they're gonna run it through the system and they're gonna put mad inquiries on your credit report and it's gonna fuck up your credit for a minute, and then on top of that, they're gonna apply to mad banks, thinking that you're going with them. So they're gonna be like, are you ready to fill out an application? And you tell them straight up, I don't want to fill out no application until I get the out the door number for sure and we negotiate on the price. Now, let's say, for example, you apply for that 45,000, 50,000. Let's say they gave you 50, the whole 50, and the car's 40 out the door. The car's listed for 35, out the door is 40. You tell them, yo, look, I'm not comfortable paying for 40. I know what the car's worth. Look, You tell him, yo, not for nothing. If you give it to me for 38, if you give it to me for like 37, 36, whatever you feel comfortable, I'll pay with in cash. Now listen, this is the strategy, right? This is the source right here. 3 numbers in mind. This is what you want to do. You want to go with the 3-number rule, right? The 3-number rule. The first number you put out, it's going to be just forget about it. He's going to say no automatically. The dealership is going to say no on the first 2 numbers you give him. The first number, give it extremely low, right? If the car is 35, right? 50,000 miles, 35,000. You tell him, yo, look, out the door is 40, 50,000 miles, out the door is 40. You be like, yo, look, I ain't gonna lie, I don't got the whole 40, but if you give it to me for 32, I'll buy it in cash. Automatically, dealer's gonna say no, but that's okay, because you already knew that. So it's not an L. You already knew that. You don't even gotta start sweating, you don't gotta start panicking, none of that. So boom, 32, he's gonna say no. Now he's gonna give you, he gonna be like, nah, man, the lowest I could do is 39.5. 39.5. Get the fuck out my face with no 39.5. I'm not fucking buying that shit. You give me $500 discount, and I just drove 4 hours to come see this car. Bugging out. But you don't tell him that though. You keep that in your head. Boom, 39.5. I bet. You be like, 39.5. Now the second number. This is the second number. This is the second number that, I ain't gonna lie, it's still gonna be lower than what you willing to pay, but it's like a hit or miss. He might even go lower than what you did on the second number. So you tell him, yo, look, the first one was for 32. Now he say no, he give you 39.5. Now you be like, all right, nah, we still far, but I feel like we could close it. That's when you tell him, I feel like we could close it. And then this is when you tell him, you be like, yo, look, can you do like 34? You could do like 34. He's gonna be like, nah, but this is when he's warming up. Now he shows that you threw out an extra number, so he's gonna want to catch you even more. So you're gonna be like, can you do like 34 cash? He's gonna be like, nah, he's gonna want you to finance. He's gonna be like, if you put down 10,000, I could give it to you for 35. And then you be like, nah, that's a little still far, but we close. I feel like we could close this deal. Let's say his name is Tom. I feel like we could close this deal, Tom. I'm ready to walk out today. Now the third number is the number that you look. This is the last one. This is the last one. Now you go up a little bit more than, he's really not budging, but he's about to crack. Third number. You gave him 32 already. Now you gave him 34. Now look, the car was listed for 38, right? Out the door is 40. Oh no, scratch that. The car was listed for 35. Out the door is 40. You gave him 32 and you gave him 34. Now look, you be like, all right, this is my last offer. I'm not gonna lie, I got it. I got cash for you right now. 37. I get 37. Let's do 37. Let's close the deal right now. Let's walk out the door. It's been sitting for that long. You had it on 35. You making 2,000. Let's do it. Let's do it, Tom. Let's get out. Come on, let's work. Work with me. Then he's gonna be like, all right, let me talk to my manager. That's what he's gonna say. Work to everything I love. That's what he's gonna say. Let me talk to my manager. 9 times out of 10, if the manager hasn't came out already yet, that's when he's gonna be like, all right, let me talk to my manager. Because that's when he knows you gave out 3 numbers already. 3 numbers. Now he's gonna be like, all right, this kid really wants his car, or I'm about to lose this case. Right? So look, boom. You be like 37. The manager's gonna say, nah, try to stretch him a little longer. This is when you be like, all right, I could do 37.5. He gonna be like, you can't do like 39 or 38. Then you be like, nah, I could do 37.5 though. Come on, give it to me for 37.5, right? You gonna say 37.5, and then you be like, yo, look, cash, that's it. This is what I want to do, cash, come on. Then this is when you tell him, yo, Tom, you gonna lose this car for $2,500, Tom? $2,500, you gonna let me walk out of here for $2,500 when you could have had 37.5? Because remember, the car salesman, he want to make commission too. They make commission. Let's say they make 1% commission, or let's say they make, I don't even know how much 1% commission is of 37.5. Let's say 375 or like 3,700, right? Let's say 3,700. Let's say he make 5% commission. That's like 2,000. He's gonna make $2,000 just off that one car, maybe even more. So look, mind you, he still thinks that you either gonna pay it in cash or you're gonna finance to him. When you come with the fake, with Dika the fake, when you come with the blank check, it's kind of like you paying in cash, to be honest with you, because to them, they're gonna label the car as paid in full, and it's with your bank. Your title's with your bank, everything's with your bank. So boom. Now what you're gonna do is, boom, you're gonna be like, yo, look, you really gonna lose this car for $2,500? And then he's gonna be like, nah, damn. He's gonna start stressing. Then he's gonna start sweating. Boom. And then after that, you got him. Now you just be negotiable. Like now you just chill. Now if he's really not budging, you give him the fourth number. You give him the fourth number. And this is just estimate numbers. This is just example numbers. Whatever number is, go based off that. Now you give him the fourth number. All right. Last offer, for real this time, Tom. Come on. 37.5. I'll do 38. I'll do 38. Out the door, 38. Come on, out the door. Come on. All that's left that makes it from 35 to 40 is taxes, documentation fee, and any bullshit warranty, right? So look, now you be like, yo, look, I'll do 38. It was listed for 35. I'm already giving you 3,500 on top of it. Come on, 38. Boom. Now look, he's either gonna close the deal or he's gonna say no. And if he says no on that fourth number, get the fuck up out of there. I ain't gonna lie. Let him think about it. Be like, if he says no, all right, look, here's my number. Call me if anything changes. If that car does not move in about a week, he's gonna call you back. I promise you, he's gonna call you back. Walk out that dealership. If not, he's gonna be like, all right, let's do it. Boom. Now you got the car for 38. 38 was 3,000 above the price that it was listed, so you good. And you still less than 40. And you applied for 50. So look, you really basically got the car for $3,000 or $2,000 less, and it didn't even exceed your whole bank loan, right? So boom. Now, if you one of them people that don't got none of that and you got to go in the dealership, you got to put that bread down. You got to put that bread down. He's going to run your credit a bunch of times and he's going to give you the numbers and but this is how I did it and this is how I'm telling y'all to do it. So fuck that dealership. Go through that bank. I'm telling you, go through your own bank that you have history with. So boom. Now you got the car. They're going to bring you to the back to sign the paperwork and all that, right? They're going to bring you to the back. They're going to make you sign all the paperwork, all that. And the dude's going to come out. He's going to be like, you want warranty for this? You want warranty for that? You want warranty for this? You want warranty for that? Dub all of that. Because what they trying to do now is build up your bank loan so that they can make more money because they didn't make no money from you. You tell them, I want to take off all that warranty. You really don't need it. Tires, brakes, rotors, all that, digital, all that stuff that you're going to do. Regardless, you're gonna fuck up the car. My first year having this car, like I did a bunch of stuff, messed it up, and to this day, nothing really happened to my car that I couldn't fix out my pocket. Compared to them putting extra $200, $300, $400 on your monthly payment. You don't want that. So fuck all that warranty. Dodge gives you lifetime drivetrain warranty just for having a Dodge. Just for buying a Dodge. A Charger or a Challenger, they give you lifetime drivetrain warranty. Don't let them charge you for it. I'm telling you that right now. So, boom. That's what you want to do. Now, this is how I did it. I walked in. My car was listed. Remember, I told you 64. Boom, boom, boom. I did it the same way. Boom. I said, yo, let's work. Then on top of that, fuck all that. Then on top of that, when you tell them, yo, look, they getting ready to do the application, get ready for it. That's when you back out the bag. Now you sitting there with the bag. Boom. Now you back it out. Doma. He can't even say anything to you. Make sure y'all shake hands and make sure if you're recording, get it on camera that y'all shook hands. Cause then they can finesse that. You can't really use that in court if you got it on 4K. Y'all shook hands on that price. Now boom, once he give you a price, what the price was, 38, boom, back out the check. Here, 38. Back, now they gonna look tight. Now they gonna look sick. And that's when they gonna bring you to the back with the warranty and all that. So boom, I walked in the dealership. Car was listed for 64 out the door and everything. Car was listed for 58, out the door was 64. I got him down to 62. 62. And I know I paid a lot, but my car, I had every package. I had the red with the sunroof, and I had... This motherfucker's cutting me off. This motherfucker's cutting me off. All right, bet. Whatever. I ain't even really tripping on. But look, that's what you want to do. You're going to cut all that shit off. So look, that's what you want to do. Now you got the car and all that. I walked in there, I got my car for 62. They tried to do everything I'm telling you to do. They asked me all the same questions. They tried to pull me in the back to do all the warranty. I dubbed all of that. So far, my car has not had no problems. You're going to pay that bag a month, regardless of anything. I pay that bag a month. That's a whole separate video. I'm going to break down my monthly payments. And I'm going to break down how much it costs and all that stuff. This is how I was able to get my Scatpack. At my Widebody Scatpack. This is how I was able to get my Widebody Scatpack at 21 years old. Subscribe, like, comment, do what y'all do. I hope this video was informational. All my young niggas out there, don't be a dumbass and do some dumb shit and be in debt for the rest of your fucking life. Don't be that nigga. I ain't gonna lie. Go do what you do. Get it how you get it and go back out that V so you can get all these bitches. I ain't gonna lie. I'm telling you that right now. I'm gonna see you on the next one.